have time for FaceTime, which I know is one of the crowd favorites of this event. Good morning, welcome. I want to take a second to thank our sponsors. Our November sponsors are Holy Wisdom Monastery and Functional Wellness and Chiropractic Center. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being our November, gosh, I can't believe it's November sponsors. And as always, our annual sponsors, MG&E, Marco Technologies, Premier Retirement Partners, and Hilton Garden Inn. Your support of the Middleton Chamber and of this program is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, just a couple of reminders. I know that this isn't our first Zoom call, maybe our second or third. So as a reminder, please make sure that you're on mute so that we don't have any background noise. We will be providing a spreadsheet of everyone who registered and their contact information to the group. It's kind of our way of doing a virtual business card pass. So if you, for some reason, don't want your contact information, including email address, included on the spreadsheet, please make sure that you email Kristen by Friday, Kristen at middletonchamber.com. Our community events and member news you can find on our website. I know in the past we've put them on the tables. We don't have access to your home tables to put them on, so please make sure that you go out to middletonchamber.com, check out what's going on with our member, check out upcoming events. And again, as a reminder, you know, we do still have quite a few different updates and options, financial options available as it relates to relief for COVID. One of the programs, the Merrill program, which is the Middleton, Mike Davis, Middleton Economic Development Loan?
Relief loan, I think. Relief.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, feel free to hop in. You know, that's something that's available to Middleton businesses, and they're looking at possibly doing the next phase of that. So keep up to date on our website, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our newsletter. You can do that through our website as well. We are recording all of our programming, and those will be available on YouTube. So if for some reason you miss it, you're busy homeschooling kids, or you know, dealing with the life as we know it today, you can always go out to our YouTube channel and find out what's going on.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah.
Just one additional clarification on the Merle program, Middleton Economic Relief Program, and that is that it's City of Middleton businesses only. It's funded $300,000 by the city and $300,000 by the Middleton Area Development Corporation. So you'd have to check the municipal boundaries and to know that your business is actually in the city to qualify. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for that clarification. Really appreciate it. And again, that information.
I got a question about that address. 525 Junction Road, the Johnson Bank building, that's like Middleton, Madison. What do you consider that?
That's in Madison.
Okay, because it's a Middleton address.
Yeah, the odd thing for a lot of people, both residents and businesses, is that they may have a Middleton zip code. Zip codes are not by municipal boundaries. They are set by the Postal Service. So a lot of folks are mistakenly believing that they pay taxes to the city of Middleton, and they don't. If they're, you know, and Junction Road is one case in particular. So you could be a chamber member, you could be in the school district, you could be in a Middleton zip code, but you may not be in the city of Middleton.
Mike, is there a good resource that you know of where people can check that out? What's the best way to find that? You're on mute.
The map on the city website is probably the best place to look.
Okay, thank you. All right, and with that, I am going to turn it over to our membership extraordinaire, Lisa Klum, to give you updates. Lisa?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy to be here today. Just wanted to make a quick plug before I start to ask people to tune in at 1 o'clock on Facebook for my Facebook Live. You'll just have to wait and see where I show up today. So moving on, I'd like to recognize our milestone members. Top Promotions first joined the Chamber 36 years ago, which was all the way back in 1984. And 1984 actually saw the first minivan from the Chrysler Corporation. And the reason that stood out to me is because it meant I no longer had to sit on the hump on our family station wagon. So just grateful for all of our returning members here. And then moving on to our new member intros. First up is Aflac and Laura Van Remortel. Laura is really excited to join the Chamber, and she's actually already hopped on board the Ambassador Committee. Laura enjoys networking and learning about businesses, and she's looking to connect with small to medium-sized businesses that are looking to offer more to their employees. Next up, we have Brave Bird and Noelle Miranda. They're a video production company bringing dignity through visuals. Noelle and her husband Alex have been involved in the creative landscape of Madison for 7 years now and are hoping to connect with marketing managers and creative directors. And then next is D1 Sports Training and Carrie Lockton. D1 is a fitness facility focused on youth sports, actually starting at age 7 through adult training, and their programs are science-based. Carrie is looking to connect with sports directors and coaches, health food store owners, running clubs and stores, school athletic directors, and charity organizations. And then next we have Hazard Hub and Joe Litchfield. Hazard Hub is the only third-generation provider of property-level hazard risk databases. Their team of scientists translates huge amounts of geospatial digital data into easy-to-understand answers, providing risk assessments that can be used to make real-world decisions. They provide comprehensive national coverage for risks that destroy and damage property. So welcome to Joe.
And if you guys want, we got a consumer-facing thing. No sales guys will call you. Freehomerisk.com. You'll find out if you're in a flood zone or not. That's what we tell you.
Yep. Thanks, Joe. Next up, we have HighSight and Alicia Tollefson. Alicia has been serving as HighSight's Global Wellness Coordinator for the past 2 years, and she's looking to connect with local businesses that can provide resources to the employees of HighSight, especially those that are currently offering virtual resources or tools like fitness studios, sports, rec, and entertainment, as well as nonprofits. Next up is JP Morgan Chase and Greg Fleck. Greg has been with JP Morgan Chase for 12 years. He manages a portfolio of middle market clients with sales generally between 15 and 100 million. He'd like to network with any business owners, CEOs, CFOs of companies looking for capital, treasury optimization, or any other banking product or service. And then next up is Massage Envy Middleton with Chantel Kilmer. And Chantel started at Massage Envy right before the pandemic, but has 5 years of operations management experience. She's hoping to connect with companies that want to encourage their employees to refocus on self-care during this stressful pandemic. Next up, we have Abigail Darwin from Office Team. Office Team provides temporary and temporary to permanent administrative, customer service, and HR staffing. Abigail is looking to connect with any companies that are trying to fill a short-term or long-term hiring needs. They can actually staff open roles from 4 hours to temp to hire, and they can also provide 1 employee up to 100. So remember, when your staffing needs evolve, call A. Darwin. So welcome to all of our new members. You're joining a great group of folks who are genuinely curious about what you're doing and excited to get to know you. So all right, moving on to our ambassadors of the month. Thanks to Kevin and Val Harches for all you've done to answer member questions, welcome new members, and help out the chamber out. Last up for me this morning is just a quick mention of our microgroups. Reach out to the contact person if you're interested in joining. And if you want to start a new one, just go ahead and email me. All right, that is it for me. So now I'll turn it back over to Kristen.
Hi, everybody. Good morning again. I wanted to plug our social media pages. Lisa did a little bit of that, but the Chamber is active on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So we would encourage you to maybe take a screenshot of these or a picture quick and follow us on social media. Lisa's doing a fantastic job of sharing member events and news and community things that are happening. And like she also mentioned, every Thursday at 1 o'clock, she's going to a member to do a Facebook Live, and they have been really fun. So I would encourage you guys to tune into those. Also to mention our upcoming events. So next week, Tuesday, we're gonna be doing our first networking blitz. So we've you know, the thing that we're all missing is that in-person, face-to-face networking. This is hopefully the next best thing that we can bring to you guys is one-on-one virtual networking. So that will be at 3 o'clock on Tuesday the 10th. You will register through the Blitzer website, and then you will get reminders and can log in. You'll be connected to 7 different people for 7-minute conversations, and you do get a short break in between to take a drink or blow your nose or whatever it might be. So we hope you guys can join us for that. Our on track for November is going to be Understanding Storytelling Beyond the Buzzword with our friends at Story First Media. They'll be talking about you know, ways to tell your company's story besides just using flashy, fancy words that most people would know, but how to really dial into who you are. Whoops. And then we round out November's programming with our economic development, and we'll be welcoming Jean from MadRep to talk about workforce development and how that has kind of shifted since the pandemic has started, and what they're seeing maybe as the trend for hopefully first quarter of 2021. And then my last plug today is to let you know that our sponsorship opportunities for 2021 are available. So if you are interested in promoting your business further through the Chamber, supporting the Chamber through any of these programming, I would love to have that conversation with you. All of these are open, including if you would like to speak at a future Get Movie Middleton, we'd love to slot you into a monthly sponsorship spot that you can promote your business. So I will turn it back to Kate to make our speaker introductions.
Thank you very much. I want to personally welcome all the new members. We're absolutely thrilled to have you as part of the Middleton Chamber of Commerce. And I also want to thank our ambassadors. Our ambassador team makes our jobs fun. They help make sure that our members are reached out to, that they're feeling welcome. They provide valuable feedback on, you know, what members like and don't like. So thank you very, very much to our ambassadors, and congratulations to those ambassadors of the month. And then as far as the social media, I would encourage anybody that when you are at a Middleton business, you know, tag them on your social media page. They can use all the help that that we can give them. So make sure that you do that. Okay, so next up we have Charles with Holy Wisdom. Charles, I'm so happy to see your face. It's been way too long. So many of us know Charles from being around the community for so many years, and I am just absolutely thrilled to have him as the CEO of Holy Wisdom Monastery. And he started in this role in June 2020, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Charles?
Good morning. Thank you, Kate, and good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here along with a couple of my coworkers. Amy Bonamy, who's our Director of Mission Advancement, is on the call, along with Bob Dindorf, our Philanthropy Officer. Yes, Kate, I did start at Holy Wisdom on June 29th, but I've been from the Madison area, went to high school and graduate school here, and then was gone for close to 30 years, but have been a nonprofit executive. And I found Holy Wisdom Monastery really as my faith community several years ago. Been involved on the board for the past year and a half. And then I was asked to take on the role of CEO. And so I'm here to tell you a little bit more about Holy Wisdom Monastery. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it, but if you're not, we're located on that hill. I'm sure when you drive by, you see this building sitting up on a hill. This is the view you get from Highway M. And we invite you to come in and check it out. So I'm just here to tell you a little bit more about it. So next slide, please. We are open to all and in all seasons. You see a view here of our monastery building, the large building in the center. You'll notice a lot of solar panels. When this building was completed in 2009, it was the greenest building in America. It is Platinum LEED certified for those of you who are know what that sustainability means. But we've been in Middleton since 1953. There are 191 acres of beautiful restored prairie and oak savanna. We have seasonal walks all throughout the year. It is open to the public, so a lot of people come out, and especially in a beautiful day like today, you're going to see people out. They're going to be painting, they're going to be drawing, they're going to be walking our trails. We have we have brochures for seasonal walks, it's a really wonderful and beautiful place to come, and we welcome you. Even though our buildings and even our retreat center have been closed to the public during COVID, you're welcome to come and walk our property anytime. Next slide, please. We are called a community of communities. It is the home of the Benedictine sisters, the Benedictine women of Madison, who have been here since 1953. We have our Sunday assembly worship community that welcomes Christians from all denominations. It is fully ecumenical worship experience. We have an oblate community. Those are lay people who follow the rule of Saint Benedict in their life. We have several hundred of them throughout the United States, several hundred members of our Sunday assembly worship community, the Ecumenical Center for Clergy Spiritual Renewal, and the Friends of Wisdom Prairie. So I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the Friends of Wisdom Prairie. Next slide, please. This is a membership community, and we invite you to consider the membership. It is supporting one of our mission elements, Care for the Earth. Our mission is weaving prayer, justice, and hospitality, and care for the earth into a shared way of life. And so many people who have perhaps, I like to tell people that Holy Wisdom was founded by nuns, the N-U-N-S, but it also welcomes the nuns, the N-O-N-E-S. We welcome people from many different faith traditions or no faith tradition whatsoever. And the Prairie is a wonderful way to bring people together. It is a very important protection for our lakes and helping to keep our lakes clean and keeping, preventing runoff. And we continue that prairie restoration. There are guided prairie tours, volunteer activities, and we invite you to check that out. Next slide, please. This is, we just welcomed a new, just started this week, Amy Alstead, Dr. Amy Alstead. She completed her PhD at the University of Wisconsin. She is an expert in prairie restoration. She took over as our new Director of Land Management. Greg Armstrong is retiring. He was the director of the UW Arboretum for 25 years, then came to work for us. But you can see family membership $40, individual membership $30, and student $15. We invite you to become a member. And the next slide is the final slide with my contact information. If you'd like to come out, have a tour sometime, give me a call or shoot an email, and we'd love to welcome you.
Thank you so much, Charles. Yeah, the next couple of days are going to be perfect to get outside and, grab onto those last few beautiful days. And there's no better place than heading out your way. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Up next, I would like to invite Eric Johnson with Functional Wellness. Functional Wellness opened in our area in December 2006, and Eric's main goal is to educate people about health so they can be the healthiest possible person they can be. Eric, take it away.
All right, thank you for having me. I'm Dr. Eric with Functional Wellness and Chiropractic Center, and you can go to the next slide. And I offer at my clinic quite a few different therapies. In particular, there's definitely the chiropractic side of things, which is kind of like my foundation, but I also have a bunch of soft tissue certifications, and just that combination of chiropractic and soft tissue therapies that I do offer, I've found very effective in helping people with kind of this musculoskeletal conditions that they're dealing with. And kind of with that, I also prescribe like stretches and exercises. So, whatever progress that we have made during, these visits, that they're able to retain that and kind of build on that momentum. But I guess one thing in particular that I offer, in particular that I guess others may not offer, is kind of the extent of the nutrition therapies that I offer. And kind of my nutrition is kind of based off lab work. So that's blood, saliva, urine, and stool tests. Just kind of some patients that I've been dealing with a lot recently is, rheumatoid arthritis and irritable bowel syndrome and all that stuff. So, and so there's testing for that stuff that we can do and, give you the right therapies and just kind of do before and after, sorry, phone call. And just, just see if we're on the right track. And some other stuff that I've implemented is just some genetic testing. And so that's just kind of doing a cheek swab and just seeing if you are predisposed to certain conditions such as like Alzheimer's, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and many others. So head to the next slide. This was just a recent review, and just kind of from this patient's own words is that he was dealing with some like foot issues, and just kind of the combination of therapies that I offer is like I actually ended up working on his calf and lower leg. And if you head to the next slide, kind of part of my training is that just because there's pain in one area doesn't mean that's actually the site of dysfunction. And so like I have a very global view of things and just trying to figure out, the root cause of any sort of musculoskeletal issues, as well as like on the nutrition side as well. You go to the next slide as well. And this is just kind of reiterating that, this patient, kind of the strides that he made, it wouldn't have been possible if he didn't do his homework and doing those stretches and exercises and really taking ownership of his health. And that's kind of, what I expect of my patients as well, because it is like I'm trying to be a team member with my patients. And if you head to the next slide. And then here's another patient where he's a 34-year-old male with a family history of high cholesterol. He came to see me because he recently had a newborn daughter, and he wants to, be there for her as well as her offspring. And anyways, he came to see me, and we originally ran a extensive blood work. And originally, if you look off to the left there, his cholesterol was 279. And then after 3.5 months of lifestyle interventions, which is diet, exercise, supplementation, and medical food intervention, we ended up lowering his cholesterol by 66 points in 3.5 months and lowering his triglycerides by 47 points. If you head to the next slide. We still have some like inflammatory stuff that we need to work on too. And so it's currently what we're working on. And just trying to address like those underlying causes of inflammation. You head to the next slide. And just kind of going off like, his like family history, because like I'm pretty sure he had an uncle just recently passed too that died of a heart attack. And I just kind of reiterated that, these lifestyle interventions that we're doing, I'm kind of showing him like, this is how you should live, and our genes should tell us how we're going to live, and not exactly like how we're going to die. So if you go to the next slide. And just kind of throwing this out there, I've been in business for a little while, and currently have 54 5-star reviews on Google, which I'm very proud of. And just kind of those like keywords up top there, nutrition, results, knowledge. There's a few others that I'm very proud of, like with those reviews. And yeah, if you had the next slide. This is my contact information. Email is usually the easiest because I usually check that in between patients, but feel free to add me on LinkedIn or anything else, and I'd be more than happy to meet everyone. So.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much. You know, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Time to get healthy. We've been sitting around on the couch far long enough. So make sure that you reach out to Dr. Eric Johnson. All right, up next, we have Tiffany Schultz with the Better Business Bureau. We all know the Better Business Bureau as, you know, a great place to go to find businesses that are dedicated to integrity. And, you know, they also are doing a lot with, you know, informing consumers of scams and different online scams. And today we have Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany is the Southwest Wisconsin Regional Director for the Better Business Bureau serving Wisconsin. Take it away, Tiffany.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today. My contact information is up on the screen. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the services that we do for the consumer here at the BBB. If you want to move to the next slide, I'm going to be really quick. I'm going to try to get through everything. These are our core services that we help consumers out with. We also have our business side through accreditation. I'm not going to talk about accreditation today, but if you're interested in learning more about accreditation, let me know and we can talk from there. The BBB is a nonprofit organization that helps people find businesses and charities that they can trust. The first BBB started in Minnesota in 1912. The BBB serving Wisconsin is celebrating our 81st birthday on next week, Thursday, on the 12th. So we are turning 81 years old. A few of the core services that we help consumers with are BBB business and charity reviews. So if you're looking at hiring a business, you're very unfamiliar with them, we want you to turn to us at bbb.org and check out that business, whether it's a contractor, plumber, roofer, financial professional, online retailer. Check out what people are saying and what their grade is with the BBB. We work directly with so many different organizations to gather our information. You can find out who owns the business, what that business does in black and white terms, no marketing fluff involved with it. The contact information for that business, consumer reviews. What are people saying about that business? A BBB review is different than a review on Google or Yelp or any of those other platforms where you have had an interaction with that business in order to leave a review with bbb.org. I'm not asking you to not read Google reviews, not read Yelp reviews, but do your research before you hire these businesses. There are companies out there with F ratings, and it happens to everybody. We get so many complaints that are coming in from businesses who consumers have done business with them and they have F ratings, but they haven't found that out until after the fact. So really do your research. We also have our charity handle that is give.org. If you're giving to charity, check them out. Make sure that they are a legitimate charity. Same with legitimate business. If your company does not have a free business profile, reach out to me. We can help you get set up. Business profiles are free. Accreditation is where it comes from to a cost. We also have our dispute resolution services. So if you have a complaint with a company and you're not getting anywhere with them, you can file a complaint with us. It's completely free, an alternative to going to court. And our dispute resolution team will help you try to resolve that complaint. If you're not getting in touch with anybody, if they're ignoring you, sometimes we can step in and help with that. We also investigate bad businesses. We have a full-time investigator on our staff who investigates these bad businesses. We call out bad businesses in the media. We work directly with the media. So we're constantly sending out consumer tips and sending out consumer scam alerts, calling out bad businesses in the news. Statewide businesses, we are calling them out, and our media efforts do go statewide. So you may see me quite often on the news talking about all these different topics. We also do consumer outreach. So if your organization is looking for a presentation from us, we can talk on scams, we can talk about our BBB services. We have a whole library of topics. So reach out to me, those are completely free. We also provide content for newsletters, any type of content that you would need. You want to get scam information out to the public, you want to get consumer tips out, we're there, and that information is free as well. So all of these things that we are doing fold into Advanced Marketplace Trust. So if you want to go to the next slide, this is our BBB Impact over the last 10 months or so. I want to get down to the BBB Helping Others section. We've warned consumers about nearly 1,000 scams, so that's about 20 scams a week. We've helped resolve over 15,000 disputes during COVID. Our complaints have doubled, so we've been very, very busy. We've opened 173 investigations over the course of the 10 months or so, and we also have our scholarship program. We give away 10 $2,500 scholarships to students graduating from high school. You have to be a high school senior in order to apply. It's our Students of Integrity Scholarship. It can be found on our website, and those scholarships can be used at 2- or 4-year universities. And they're for high school seniors, and that's through our foundation. So I'm going to wrap up. The next slide is my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me if I can be an additional resource.
Thanks, Tiffany. If there was one scam that you would want to notify our members about right now, what would that be?
As we go into the holiday shopping season, there's a lot of fake websites that have popped up. So we encourage you to do your research. Dead giveaway on fake websites is there's a lot of grammatical and spelling errors. There's also a site that you can go to see when that website was created. If it was created during the pandemic or it's created in a country that's overseas, you don't want to buy from it. It's godaddy.com/whois. I'm going to repeat that, godaddy.com/whois. It's a wonderful website. You also want to make sure that you're checking for complete contact information on that website. You want to see a full address, a phone number, and email address, not just a form that you fill out. You want to make sure there's a privacy policy. What are they doing with your personal information? And you also want to Google that address. Make sure that it goes to a real place of business and not an empty field or a UPS store.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I encourage everybody to reach out to Tiffany next Thursday and sing happy birthday in your prettiest voice possible, which for me is usually loud and off key. So look forward to that, Tiffany.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. All right, next up we have Chief Troy Hellenbrand with the Middleton Police Department. Chief Hellenbrand has over 26 years of law enforcement experience. He's been with the Middleton Police Department since 1999 and has various roles, and took over as chief earlier this year. Welcome, Chief. I'll turn it on over to you.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks for all the laughs this morning, all the singing. If you didn't realize, I kept my mic muted because I'm a horrible singer, but thank you for all the laughs this morning. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to talk to all of you about the Middleton Police Department, a department that I'm very proud of and fortunate to be able to lead every single day. New slide, please. Quickly, as an introduction, as Kate mentioned, I've been the chief of the Middleton Police Department since January of this year. I've been a member of the Middleton Police Department since 1999, and during my time, 99, yes, I'm the old guy too at the police department. I should mention that, signified by all the gray hair that I have on my face. I've held a number of assignments as a member of the Middleton Police Department. I've been a patrol officer, I've been a school resource officer, detective, patrol sergeant, detective sergeant, administrative captain, operations captain, and now the chief. Another interesting fact about me is that I actually grew up in the city of Middleton. And based on my experience growing up in this community, I had a strong desire to return to Middleton as a police officer and to give something back to a community that gave so much to me growing up. New slide, please. This is kind of an old picture. We're hoping to have a new one taken this year, but COVID has kind of put a stop to that. But a lot of people in this picture have now retired. But some facts about the police department is that we're 53 employees, 39 of which are sworn police officers, 10 full-time civilian employees, and 4 part-time employees, 2 in our records department and 2 in our communications center. New slide, please. As a department, we're committed to building strong relationships with everyone in our community, and we do this through our various community programs, such as our annual Shop with the Cop event, our School Resource Officer program, Family Safety Day, Cops and Bobbers, our Battle of the Badges event, where we get the opportunity to beat the fire department almost every year in a charity softball game. I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty sure we have a better winning percentage than the fire department. I apologize if there's any Middleton firefighters on this Zoom meeting. But in all seriousness, our Battle of the Badges event raises thousands of dollars each year for a local family who has a child dealing with cancer. Yearly, we also host our very popular Citizens Academy. If you have not had the opportunity to attend yet, I would highly encourage everyone to apply and partake in this fantastic program. We get rave reviews every single year from those that graduate from our Citizens Academy. And lastly, we also host one of my favorite events, our National Night Out in early August, where our community comes together in hopes of building relationships with others and with all of our local first responders. In addition to relationship building, there are also some pretty cool stuff like helicopters, military vehicles, and other first responder vehicles from throughout the area on display. Obviously, COVID played a major role in a number of these wonderful community programs being canceled this year, but we're hopeful that next year, starting in 21, we can start with a lot of these great community programs again. It's one of the ways that we love connecting with our community, and it's actually been noted in our accreditation in the past, our accreditation review, that we, of all the police, new slide, please. As a department, we handle over 21,000 calls for service each year. We answer over 30,000 calls in our communication center, with around 3,000 of these being 911 cellular and landline calls. We process around 15,000 reports, and we average around 600 accidents, 50 burglaries, 5 robberies, 120 domestics, and around 200 incidents of larceny each year. New slide, please. Additionally, we're only one of 4 law enforcement agencies in Dane County to achieve accreditation status, and we're only one of 40 throughout the state of Wisconsin to achieve this pretty prestigious award through the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Accreditation Group. To achieve accreditation, a department has to show it can meet 242 standards, which contain 602 separate dimensions. New slide, please. Our squad cars contain state-of-the-art equipment, which includes mobile data terminals and in-squad video. And lastly, all of our sworn officers are equipped with body-worn cameras, which we've been using since 2016. Our communication center is one of 2 fully functional 911 centers in Dane County. Our communication center operates 24/7, 365 days of the year. So if you call, you'll talk to a live person who can assist you immediately with whatever needs you may have. And having a local dispatch center is invaluable, as information can be immediately passed on to those responding to your emergency. New slide, please. And lastly, in 2019, we started our very first canine program. Officer Howard Stotts and our canine Zeki came from Pennsylvania, where they spent 10 weeks together, and they have been part of our community in our police department since 2019, and hopefully you'll be able to meet them soon, as Howard and Zeki will be working second shift 3 days out of their 6-day rotation. So thanks, everybody. Thanks again for the laughs and the singing. And again, I will keep myself muted whenever people start to sing based on my skills.
Awesome. Thanks, Chief. We appreciate you being here. We're excited to have the K9 unit hopefully join us at an in-person GMM soon, when we can get back to those days where we're all together again. So at this time, it's a fan favorite. We are going to do our breakout rooms for FaceTime. So I'm going to multitask and not speak very good while I try to do 2 things at once. So what we're going to do is, when you guys pop into your breakout rooms, please introduce yourself and the business that you're representing. You can go around the room. And then the question of the day is, if you were doing a Zoom karaoke, what song would you sing? Now, we had no idea about our pre-GMM conversation, but I think this ties in really well to what we've been doing today. So give me a second. I'm going to create all of your rooms, and I'll send you off. You'll have about 15, 12 minutes or so, and then we'll bring you back and we'll close out for the day. All right, have fun.
is to download the most recent version of Zoom so that we can all have fun filters at our next GMM. Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you all were able to make some good connections and have some good conversations. Just a couple things before we go. I want to thank our November sponsors again, Holy Wisdom Monastery and Functional Wellness and Chiropractic Center, and as always, our annual sponsors, MG&E, Marco Technologies, Premier Retirement Partners, and Hilton Garden Inn. And make sure that you continue to check out our website, check out our social media sites for everything that we have going on. I hope that you all have signed up for Networking Blitz. I think it's going to be a really great way to connect one-on-one with people. That was one piece of feedback that we got from our members, is that they missed that one-on-one connection. So if you haven't, hop onto our website, go to our calendar of events, and register for the Networking Blitz, and we will see you all next month.